Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is gonna be a very special video to me. This is gonna be my I've changed video and also my recap of 2016. So this video is gonna be a look back in 2016 and what happened to me and in my life and just around me, because let's be honest, 2016 was a crazy year for me and so many things happened. I think it's been the most eventful year in my entire life. And I've been contemplating for a very long time whether or not to do this video, because I have seen many people do their 2016 recaps and thinking back upon 2016. All of those videos that I've seen, they've always been so freaking positive and so happy and bubbly and oh my god, it was such a great year and so many things happened, blah 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 blah. And I'm just like sitting back here thinking, 2016 was definitely an eventful year and so many awesome things happened, but just my overall feeling of 2016 is that it was such a tough, stressful year for me. When I've been sitting here in front of the camera, I've always been so positive, so happy, so bubbly, so everything is so freaking fantastic and I love my life, I love everything, blah 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 blah. Look at this beautiful makeup, look at this beautiful clothes. But sometimes the things happening behind the scenes are very different. And in this video today, I'm gonna take you with me behind the camera. So if you came to watch a happy, bubbly makeup tutorial or whatever, this is not the video for you. But if you wanna get to know me and my year a bit better, keep watching. And the way that I've set up this video is that we're gonna go through each and individual month. So we're gonna go through all 12 months of the year. And we're obviously gonna start out with January. The end of 2015 was horrible for me, just personal reasons. Not gonna go too much into detail about that specific thing. But yeah, I started out January with high hopes and hopefully feeling like this was gonna be my year. However, in the beginning of January, I found out that my counter manager at Bobbi Brown, she was not gonna stay there anymore. I loved my old counter manager, she was amazing. And now we're talking back in Aalborg, because I was living in Aalborg in the beginning of 2016. Cray cray. So that just made me feel so sad, so low, and I was just like, what the hell? Also because this is gonna sound crazy, but to me she was more than just a counter manager. She had been helping me so much, like personally. Also just with my sales and how to be around customers, just everything like that. She taught me so much about being a good salesperson and just being a good person in general. She was like a big sister to me, the big sister that I never had. And if you watch this video, Louise, I am so thankful for everything that you taught me and all of the things that you gave me, and you didn't even know that you gave me those things, but I just learned so much from you. So January came and went, and in the beginning of February, when my old counter manager, she stopped and so on, I was just like, this is it. If she's moving on, I'm moving on. So what I did was that I contacted my boss at Bobbi Brown and told her, obviously in a good manner, I was not gonna stay in Aalborg for much longer, so yeah. I just wanted her to know where I was at in my life. For some weird reason, I was just ready for her to say, well then you're fired, you can go find another job then, whatever. But she was like, well, what do you want then? And I was like, well, I want to move to Copenhagen and I would like a full-time job at Bobbi Brown if it's possible, inside magazine in Copenhagen, which is like the biggest Bobbi Brown counter in Denmark. And they're like, oh, okay. And then we hung up, and then the following day they contacted me, and then they said that whenever you've got a place to stay in Copenhagen, we've got a job for you. I could not believe my own two freaking ears when I heard that. I was just like, I was, as I said, so ready for them to tell me to just go do something else and that I was fired or whatever, but they found a job for me and I'm so freaking grateful for that. So that was when my search and hunt for an apartment in Copenhagen began. But another awesome thing that happened for me in February as well was that I went to Stockholm with Clinique, because I went to go interview Sarah Larsen, because she was the face of the Play with Pop campaign, which was so exciting, and it was such a great experience for me, and that was actually like one of the first like bigger experiences that I've had with my job as a YouTuber. And I'm so grateful that I got to meet her and that I got to go with Clinique. They are such a great brand and such great people as well. And Sarah Larsen, she was amazing. She was so awesome, so down to earth, and we had a really nice talk. I feel like that February was a good month for me, definitely. I didn't have a Valentine's Day, but everything else was amazing. Then March came, and March was kind of like one of those months where I was just like, get by kind of month, that survival of the fittest kind of month, where it's just, I was searching for an apartment, I was just working my ass off, and it was a blurry month for me, definitely. I remember just being so crazy in my mind about getting an apartment. I was just like, who do you have to fuck to get an apartment? Now for April month, that was actually the month where I did something really, can we say life-changing and just really dramatic? I got lip fillers for the first time. Let me just say that I've been contemplating whether or not to get it for a very long time. It wasn't just a quick fix thing that I just wanted to do like suddenly. I know obviously the Kylie Jenner thing with big lips and so on was really big at that point, but I didn't do it because of social media or so on, because I had been thinking about getting it done for a very long time. Luckily, I had a really great friend who knew a great place, and he was so kind to go with me, and he was there holding my hand when I got it done for the first time, because as you know or may not know, I'm freaking scared of needles and everything that has to do with that. I really wish that I could have been a fly on the wall just seeing my facial reaction, because I was just like, I was so freaking scared. But once I got it done, I was just like, is that it? Well, bring it on then, bring it on. And just personally, I've become so much happier with my face and my features, and I just feel so much more confident and so much more happy. I know it sounds very superficial and so on, but it's not really about that. Even though I've gotten so many comments on it, like both good and bad, I'm just like, it doesn't really matter, because to me, that was one of those things that just made me feel so much more beautiful and confident, and I freaking love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. And I also feel like that I really broke some boundaries of mine, because as I said, I've always been so freaking scared of those things. So I actually feel kind of proud of myself that I did it. I was telling my friend, oh, maybe I'm gonna do it, and he was like, just do it. And when I finally just did it, I just feel like that I did something for myself. You know, I just really stood up and was like, I'm not gonna let fear or anything like that stand in my way. I'm just gonna do it, and I did it, and yeah, I'm just kind of proud of myself. Then May came, and May was a really great month, because finally I had some success in my search for an apartment. I got some answers from some different places, and me and my family, we actually took an entire day out of our schedule to go to Copenhagen and just to look around for apartments. I actually thought that I found the apartment that I was gonna have on Nørrebro, and it honestly wasn't like the place that I really wanted. I was so desperate to get an apartment that I was just like, I'm ready to live wherever as long as I've got an apartment. I was almost signing the papers, but I was like, I just have to think about it. I'll tell you as soon as I know. So I feel like May was all about me finally getting some answers and figuring out things about apartment and moving and so on. And actually, as far as I remember, May was also the month where I finally received my YouTube play button. Got my baby right here with me, and it was just so cool, and I'm so proud of it. And honestly, it is thanks to all of you guys that have gotten it. So my YouTube silver play button, it is always with me, it stays in my heart, and yeah, that just made me really happy. Mwah. Fast forwarding to June. In the beginning of June, the account manager at MAC, she was like, Camilla, I have to talk to you right now. And I was just like, oh my god, am I getting fired? Have I done something wrong? What the hell? And then we obviously went to a meeting, and I was just like, I was tearing up. I was so scared. I was just ready to get told that I'd been doing something wrong or whatever. And then she was like, you can't tell me that you freaking found an apartment in Copenhagen when I've found one for you now on Frederiksberg. And I was just like, Frederiksberg? Tell me more. So when she told me that she had an apartment for me, I was like, screw Nørrebro. I was honestly like, sweet mother of Jesus. And I don't really believe in God or anything, but that was like a miracle sent from heaven. It was both bigger, cheaper, prettier, better location as well. Scar! So I spent most of March and June actually packing down all my things, so that was really stressful to me, because the thing with packing down an entire apartment is that you kind of like feel like that you're packing down memories as well, and just your life. I also went to Town, which is a kind of like festival, like a local festival, and I met some old friends and so on there, and it was just such a great day. I have to mention it right here because it was kind of like one of my last weeks in Nordjylland and one of my last times seeing some of my old friends. at least for a very long time, if you get what I mean. So it was just very nostalgic. I've got a really nice warm feeling inside when I'm thinking back on that day or that weekend. June was also the month where I signed my contract with Gansu Media, and that is my management if you didn't know already. That was just, once again, really life-changing, but definitely one of the best decisions that I've made for a very long time. And honestly, ever since signing the contract, they've been like a family to me. They're just such nice, incredible, awesome people, and I honestly love them so very much. And then in the end of June, I moved to Copenhagen, and I spent an entire week with my mom and dad, who were so kind and took out an entire week of their lives to unpack with me and to help me get sorted in Copenhagen, which was really much needed, because I was just like, I don't know anything. What? I was just kind of confused, but also just really overwhelmed about the entire situation, because I finally did it. I actually freaking did it. And when my family, they went back home, Mads, my manager, my awesome manager, he actually spent almost an entire week just showing me around Copenhagen and just taking me out to different PR companies and brands and so on, and just introducing me to people. And I just feel like I had the greatest and best beginning in Copenhagen, and I'm so grateful for that. Then July came, and normally in July I've always been like traveling and going somewhere with my family, but not this year. Because on the 1st of July I was starting working at Bobbi Brown Inside magazine, and let me just say, my first day at work was so terrifying for me. I was questioning everything that I was doing, what I was wearing, how it was looking, can I even do makeup? But luckily when I came to magazine, I was greeted by my new counter manager, Camilla, and she greeted me with the nicest and biggest smile on her face, and she was just opening up and just hugging me, and she was just like, welcome, we're so happy to have you here, and we've just been waiting for you for such a long time. They just instantly became my new little family. And if there's one thing that I miss about working at Bobbi Brown, it is my Bobbi family. I miss my colleagues and my bosses. They were the nicest people. I'm just so grateful that they were so kind towards me and just really helped me once again to feel at home and at ease in Copenhagen. So I spent most of July actually just working my ass off and just working both at Bobbi Brown but also on my YouTube channel. Then August came, and in the beginning of August I found out that I was gonna be a part of the TV2 Weekday show, where I was gonna be a dancer in that show, which was so exciting. So obviously we had some different practices and stuff like that with that, which was really exciting and really cool. And other than that, Fashion Week was also arriving. It was my first Fashion Week, and now here comes the first really honest thing. It was such a terrifying experience for me. Little me not knowing the city or any people at all, and just being thrown into such a big event where there were so many posh and important people. I felt like the ugly duckling. I really did. I felt like that I didn't belong there at all. So I spent 2 days straight just running around to different events and different shows, obviously. And the great thing about me is that I'm an actress. I can play the part. My confidence in myself is actually quite good, but my self-esteem, I was dying inside. I just didn't feel beautiful. I didn't feel like that I had anything to bring into this world, and I just felt really low, and my self-esteem, it was just like pfft. And I also actually kind of like injured my foot as well at Fashion Week, which was just not good because the show with TV2 Weekday was coming up, so I was just like, worst timing ever! However, at the end of August, I was performing as a dancer at TV2 Weekday, which was really cool and such a crazy, amazing experience, and I'm so happy that I got to do it. Fingers crossed I'm gonna do it this year as well. I'm just really thankful for that experience. It was so much fun. Then September came, and I feel like that the last part of 2016 is where everything just went horribly wrong. This is something that I haven't really talked about on my channel at all. I haven't addressed it or anything like that, so you won't know, but I was actually kind of like seeing a guy, kinda, who decided to play with me and my feelings, and yeah, he kind of used me. I haven't talked to you guys about my entire journey with relationships and so on, but let me just say that there are some places in me that are just scarred, and he definitely didn't help at all. He's probably not gonna watch this video, but if he ever did, and if I ever got the chance to talk to him again, I would tell him that he really hurt my feelings. He really did. I wasn't in love with him, but I was interested, and I'm a very emotional person just by heart. Obviously, you couldn't have known that, but I spent the entire September month getting over that. Luckily, I've got the best family in the entire world. They came and spent a weekend with me, just trying to cheer me up and just being there for me, and I'm so thankful for my family. They are my rock. However, let's change to something a bit more positive. I went with Too Faced to LA in the end of September, which was like, I had like the time of my life. Just getting away from everyday life and just whatever had happened and so on. It was just exactly what I needed because I was just so stressed out and I just needed that time just away from everything. And I went on a yacht, I went jet skiing, I went to the headquarters of Too Faced. I also had like the greatest bar experience and pool parties, and just it was just such a jet set life and just such a crazy life. And I was just like, is this my life? Am I really experiencing this? And the people from Too Faced, they were so kind and so lovely. And if the other girls, you know who you are watching, thank you so much for the most incredible experience. And I really hope to see you girls again very soon. I'm not even exaggerating when I'm saying that that was probably like the best experience of 2016 for me. Then it was time for October, the Halloween month, and you know how much I love Halloween, so I was kind of like excited. And also I think it was in the beginning of October that I hit 200,000 subscribers, which was so amazing. And once again, thank you so very much for that. And my family, they came to celebrate it with me, and we just had a great weekend together once again. I think on the surface of October, everything just seemed so happy, so positive, but once again, behind the camera and inside of me, I was starting to break down. And I had been feeling stressed out and just really, I won't say depressed, but just low in energy for the longest time. Like actually from the end of August, I think. It was starting to get really serious for me when I started to have like this really bad rash on my neck area. I was actually wearing a lot of turtlenecks at that time because, not just because it was cold, but actually just because I had like these red marks or bumps on my skin, literally a rash. Like I was like, what the hell is going on? I was working at Bobbi Brown the most of the day and sometimes night or evening as well. And then at nighttime when I was supposed to sleep, I was either filming a video or editing a video or whatever for my YouTube channel. So literally I wasn't sleeping. I didn't have any time to just relax or just to be me. And after much consideration, after many talks and chats with my family, my closest friends, I decided to quit my job at Bobbi Brown. Quitting my job at Bobbi Brown had nothing to do with Bobbi Brown. Like the people or the company, they have been the kindest and sweetest people to me, but I was worn out and I could feel it on myself. If I didn't do something different, I was gonna break down. I was at the breaking point, and there's an entire video dedicated to that topic, like one of my most honest, personal and heartbreaking videos. I don't even like watching it myself because it was so honest and so, look, I'm getting all emotional, but it was just a really difficult time in my life, and the choice and the thing quitting my job was so, it was just really difficult for me, but definitely the right thing to do. So November came, and November has always been a very ambivalent month for me because it's like, it's almost Christmas, but it's also my birth month. Yeah. I am one of those really crazy people. I hate my birthday. That is just the one day a year where I get the reminder that I'm getting older. Things are changing. I am getting older. I'm not getting any younger, and to me that is just so terrifying because A, I'm terrified of getting older, and B, I'm terrified of dying. Birthdays, they're just not my happy days. And the last part of November was just about surviving. People around me, like family, friends, colleagues, they're like, you are not like yourself. You're not the happy Camilla that we know. And that is so true because I was crying every single day. You didn't know, but behind the camera, I was crying every single day. I didn't sleep at all. Honestly, if I hadn't made the choice to quit my job at Bobbi Brown and to do something else, I honestly think that I was breaking down for real with stress. So that is just once again one of those things that you didn't really see because in front of the camera I was still the happy bubbly Camilla. I won't say that I was putting a face on because I'm always happy when I do my YouTube videos, but behind the camera, November was the worst month of 2016 for me. However, December finally came. I was so excited for December because that's kind of like my month. I love December because of Christmas time. I'm such a Christmassy person. So I was really excited about finally having something to celebrate and something to be happy about. In the beginning of December, I went to London to BeautyCon, which was a really amazing experience for me. Even though I was still feeling very low and very sad and just low in energy, it was amazing to meet some of the other bigger YouTubers, like for example Pixie Woo, who told me I was on point with my makeup and my outfit. So I was just like, ah! Once again, a change of scene sometimes is really healthy for you. And when I got back home, I had some days to sleep and just to relax and actually not think about too much. And then my sister, she came and she was staying with me for an entire week. She had some schoolwork that she needed me to help her with, but she also she was there for me to support me. We got a Christmas tree and decorated my Christmas tree, and it was just really, really good for me to have her with me. Definitely. I'm so grateful that she came. When Christmas Eve arrived, I actually went back home to my hometown and I celebrated Christmas back at home at my parents' house. I was not excited about going home to my hometown, but just my true home, like my house and so on, and just being in really safe surroundings. I felt so safe and so at ease in some sort of a way, and it was just really healthy for me just to be with my family and my loved ones. And we had a really great, amazing, relaxing Christmas Eve together, and that was just exactly what I needed. And afterwards, we actually went to Copenhagen and celebrated New Year's over here. I really feel like that week and just December month in general was my saving grace. It really saved me from breaking down and just for going crazy in my mind, and I'm just so happy for that. So now I'm actually filming this video in the beginning of February. I would have liked to film it in January, but to me this is such a big video that I was kind of like unsure and uncertain about whether or not to do it. The reason why that I've called this video I've Changed is because I feel like that I've grown so much thanks to 2016, and even though I feel like that it was a horrible year for so many different reasons, I've definitely grown from it. I'm not that naive anymore. I'm not that easy to break down anymore. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, remember that. I found my limits and my boundaries, and both personally and also physically and so on, and I'm at a much better state and in a much better state of mind as well. I've just changed for the better. Everybody around me, they're like, you're so much more like yourself, you're so much more positive. 2017 so far has been such a great year. I know we've only had like 1 month now, but this month has just been so amazing. I mean, already now I can tell you that it started off so well. I'm just happy. I've started a new channel as well, Camilla for like a second, which is so cool. A bit more of a personal channel where I can talk a bit more about me and be a bit more cray-cray. It is a Danish channel, but people, they've been so kind about it and been so positive about that channel as well. It makes me really happy. I did tell myself that I didn't want to have any New Year's resolutions because you never keep them anyway, but I do have kind of like 2 New Year's resolutions. One is being more spontaneous with my life, just doing things that I normally wouldn't do, and so far I feel like that I've managed to do that pretty well. So not overthinking my life and my actions and what I'm doing has been one thing and one New Year's resolution, but also just working with my self-esteem, because as I said, my confidence is really good actually, but my self-esteem is struggling, and I've kind of like decided that 2017 has to be the year where I somehow change my perspective of myself and changed my way of thinking about myself. I need to become more positive about my persona and who I am as a person, and realize that I'm good enough just the way I am. I always tell people around me, you're so perfect, you're so beautiful, you're amazing just the way you are. But I can't tell that to myself because I don't believe in it. I have to start believing that I am good enough and perfect just the way I am. Goal of 2017. I know it was a long video, a rambly video, but if you were interested in hearing about my 2016 and how it's been and so on, there you go. I've been very open, very honest in this video, talked about some things that's been really difficult. But once again, from my heart to yours, thank you so much for sticking by and for being with me, and also for subscribing to my new channel. Let's make 2017 our year together. You're my chameleons and I freaking love you. I love you guys to the moon and back and everywhere else. Thank you so much, guys. I love you. Bye.